Hi, everybody. This is Gary D with Sentiment Timing, and this is our technical video report for Thursday, October 23rd, 2025. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day, and let's get started. So we saw a pretty good bounce in the S&P today. It did retrace from the highs, but I'm showing you because I've been going over like in the reports impulsive waves and stuff like that, and I just want to explain to you what I'm talking about. So this is the ES here, and you can see right here we go up, we have little pullbacks, nothing's overlapping, meaning that we make a high, come back, and then they take out this low. Everything is kind of in place here. This is the first, when we got up here, this was the first time when we started seeing an overlapping wave, and this is when I said look for the rounded top part move here, because that's typically how we see tops made. They're usually not V tops. They're rounded. So this is when things started getting sloppy, and then from there we had the big move down, and now this is where they drive let's say traders insane, because we get this big drop, everybody thinks we're crashing, they short the market, and next thing you know we're back up near the highs, come back down again, well, people are buying here, and then we come back down, and they're just driving investors crazy, or traders. So this is what I mean by it's a topping process right here, and we could take it out. If this is just an ABC move for the ES, that's going to bring us up to the 6807. We're really not that far above it, but here you can see we actually have some bearish divergence on it. So let's go to our regular charts. That's not it right here. Actually, I am pretty bullish on gold right here. I bought some NEM calls for my personal account, but in any case, if the gold futures can get above the 4175, really we have this resistance here too. So say 4175 to 4200. If it does that, then most likely we're coming up and taking out these highs. But I know that's typically not part of the report. So the retracement part, this is done. So now we want to just see what are the support levels. And if we put that here, and this was the high. You can see the reason why I do this, I want to see where the major support is that lines up with the fib retracement. So this would be the first bull bear line, and it's going to be the 67.27 level, because if you can see it's support here, and then it was used as resistance. So if this is getting taken out, you can see that the 67.13, it has support, but I'd probably be looking at it coming back down to test the 6700. And really, if it gets below the 66.75, if we start coming down here, then I think these lows are taken out, and then we're going to come down somewhere into the 66.10. But what I'm kind of hoping for tomorrow is we get some kind of gap up and we make new highs, because each time we've had that gap to new all-time highs, it's come straight down, and it's done it every time. So it's a great trade setup, and especially since we're running into the bearish cycle, it would be a great setup, because as I said, I don't believe we're in any kind of runaway train to the upside at all. So if we get it, we definitely be looking to to fade that. But this is showing you this is the S&P, but it's really the same type of move where this one was impulsive, then it started getting a little choppy around here, especially in this area, down, and now we're sitting there and we're doing this where we're going to be making that rounded top, or we could gap up and to come up to the 6800, but if it comes back down, it's still going to be that rounded top. So tomorrow's going to be pretty interesting. Like I said, I kind of have a feeling that they're going to try to gap it up to new all-time highs. I don't have any obviously proof of that, but it just seems fitting for what they've been doing. So I think if they did that, they would really be trapping a lot of traders, and from there we'd be able to take that fade trade. So downside, you can see support right here. This is going to be pretty important for the bears to get through. That's the 67.22. This is the I would say kind of the make or break line for the bulls, because if they lose it, we're coming back down to the 66.50, and I think we're coming all the way back down to these levels here, if not a little bit lower. So I'm open-minded for tomorrow because, like I said, to see them gap up to new highs would not surprise me. But we also, you can see we're coming up into this resistance area where every time we get up there, we're getting a move down. So we have some we have some bearish divergences on the 15-minute chart. So it would, if we see some kind of backing and filling, we really want to keep an eye on this. But if we start breaking support, then we really want to start kind of switching over to shorting rallies, because I do believe that we have a 10% correction that's going to be happening soon. And as I've been saying, the one thing that really has me confused is that for the big momentum stocks, the ones that the retail traders were trading, they crashed. So, I don't know. I'm not quite sure who they're going to be washing out with if we get a 10% correction. So that's really the one reason that I'm saying I'm not, if we didn't see those stocks do that, I would have been probably going pretty heavy on the short side up here. But the fact that they washed out all the retail traders, I'm not sure if they're going to do this. So we have to just, stay open-minded. Just know we're coming into a bearish cycle. We've gone, bearish cycles have come and gone, and we haven't had any type of any type of real drop. So it is pending, but maybe it doesn't happen until 2026. We'll have to see. Just stay open-minded on this. So 5-minute chart, really, you can see we made it up pretty close to the getting above the highs here at the 67.50 level, but we started pulling back. So again, we have the support that's right here at the 67.20. Really, all this support right here. If it breaks away, then we could see a big move coming down. But if it holds, leave the door open that we're still making this wave C somewhere up into the 67.75, possibly even the 6800. So let's go over to the IWM. This was the winner today. And again, this was, the trade that we took yesterday, where we took both the puts and the calls. And we covered our puts right here, and it ended up that the calls made some pretty good money as well. So the thing that if we would have just taken this for say yesterday, instead of doing the 0 days to expired ones, if we actually would have done the today's expiration and closed the puts here, you're talking about a massive gain on that. But this looks like it's consolidation. This was, did make it, I think it closed this gap. Let me just see. It's hard to see it through here. I think we did. Yeah, we closed it. So if we get a pullback, this is really the heavy support level is going to be right here. If I just duplicate that and bring it here, and you can see this is so we're in kind of the market's going to have to make a decision. Either it's going to break this support, or it's going to break through this resistance and stay through it, and we're going to be seeing IWM trading up to the 248 level. But really, my guess is if they can take out this line right here, I believe we're coming up to the 251 and then all the way up to the 253 level. We have some bearish divergences. That's only a 5-minute chart, so no big deal. But on a 15-minute chart, you can see we have bearish divergences again. And this is going to be the important area. Again, that 245.52. If the bulls lose this, I think we're coming all the way back down to the 240, but most likely coming down into the support area here, down at the 237. The quantum stocks that I recommended buying yesterday, we have RGTIW. That was recommended right here. That's up to 28. It was a fantastic trade on that. Which one? Oh, that's AMD. That's not one of them. RGI, that was up 9%, almost 10%. IREN was up 7%. So these are all the stocks that I bought yesterday. And there's one more. Hang on. QBTS was up 13%. So we did, as far as the portfolio, we did fantastic. Hang on one second. Okay, so you can see, but this is what I opened up yesterday. So IREN trade price was 49. It's trading. I don't know why it's not showing it right here. Anyway, we're up 1,500 on that. But what I was doing was actually, I'm writing covered calls on this because I believe that they're going to have some kind of dip on it. So I just collected the 391 on it. They're not huge positions. I just took 250 because I was building them. But you can see for the day, just on these, we are up almost $4,900. The fund's at 30, almost 380,000. So we're ticking in on that. But I'm going to continue. What I'm going to do is, hold on to these. If I get stopped out, I have no problem with that because my stop's at 62. I got in at 49. So that would be close to a 30% gain. Same with QBTS. 35 is my target. We got in at 27. So if I get stopped out, remember I already collected the premium on it. So we add that onto it. So, these are just the way I'm managing these right now because what I'm thinking is this, especially with these stocks. I believe that these lows are in. They may have to come down a little bit lower. We'll see. But my thing is, if they're in, you're going to see these moves. You're going to see them backtrace, and then what's happening is going up. We're not going to get these moves right now. These are done, I believe. So right now, you'll see them go up, retrace down, go up, retrace down. And that's even if we see the market, have a serious correction. That's where I think if it does, that's when we may see these trading a little bit lower. But I believe that if this was not the low, we're pretty close to it. And, I'd be buyers. Nothing has really changed on these. I think they're going to be 10 times higher than where they are right now. And I'm a believer in them. I'm glad that, I was pissed when I actually scaled out of these, when I was here and this thing kept going. But right now I had the cash to be able to buy these all back again. So everything is kind of, going as planned right now. And we're, the fund's doing well. The trades today, IWM trade again. We did the 245 puts and the 246 calls. We ended up making $900 on that trade. So it was pretty easy as well. So let's see what plays out tomorrow. Have a fantastic night, and I'll talk to you guys in the morning.